Good, happy Tuesday morning, September 14, 2021. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Tuesday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's get started right now. First up, hospitals see more respiratory issues as COVID-19 cases rise among children. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Visits to Elliott Hospital's 3 urgent care sites have doubled in recent weeks.
We know about 50% of those visits are for COVID or COVID-related diagnoses.
CMC busier for the same reasons, including allergies and respiratory viruses that usually hit children in winter.
Like testing for COVID, and as well as seeing the usual seasonal stuff, and then also some things that we don't typically see this time of year.
The symptoms are almost identical. You can have, even just mild congestion, and, that may be RSV, that may be one of the other viruses that causes common cold, or it could be COVID, so it really does require evaluation.
Derry Medical Center adding times to meet the need. A doctor there says relaxed masking and a return to indoor settings is helping fuel the rise in all, especially among those too young to be vaccinated.
Where we have had children as young as 7 months old test positive for COVID.
With COVID cases up and overall general health needs on the rise, Elliott Urgent Care restarting monoclonal antibodies therapies today.
We're able to keep patients out of the hospital who do have COVID by using these treatments. We're hoping that would be great for patients and then also great for the rest of the community who might need medical care.
The urgent care and family practices we spoke with say they are adding testing pathways to keep up with demand, and that in most cases, results are available within 24 hours. Live in Portsmouth, Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. COVID-19 cases continue to rise in New Hampshire, with most new cases in a single day since January. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
When fire and water threaten your home, hand the cleanup over to the team that stays with you every step of the way in your journey back. 1-800-SERVPRO and ServPro.com. Like it never even happened.
Tonight, new COVID cases in New Hampshire are at their highest levels since January. Good evening, I'm Monica Hernandez.
And I'm Tom Griffith. There are more than 1,200 new cases from over the weekend, not counting Sunday. There were 728 new cases on Friday, the most for a single day since January 22nd. There were an additional 500 new cases on Saturday. DHHS says Sunday numbers will be released later due to volume.
Well, there are now more than 3,400 active cases in the Granite State. That is the highest since April 15th. And DHHS says 154 people are hospitalized, the most since early February. And 2 more Granite Staters have died. Neither was associated with a long-term care facility.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Charges expected in deadly UTV crash in Candia. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Are you looking for a rewarding career with purpose? Join our dynamic team that's dedicated to making a difference. Bring your talent to Riverbend Community Mental Health. Specialized behavioral health by providers who truly care.
The New Hampshire Fish and Game says a woman and a man died when a utility terrain vehicle crashed on private property in Candia Sunday night. 50-year-old Renee Schenkel from Candia and 62-year-old Alan Juza from Goffstown were passengers. The operator, 48-year-old James Schenkel from Candia, was taken to the hospital for observation. While the cause of the crash has not been released, it's one of several reported this weekend, 4 in the North Country alone. Fish and Game says since the pandemic, there's been a spike in sales and riders, and they'd like to see higher standards for safety training in New Hampshire.
Unfortunately, this is the only motorized vehicle that you can operate without having some sort of safety training. You can't drive a car without driver's ed. You can't have a motorcycle without a proficiency course or a motorcycle class, and you can't operate a boat without a safe motor car.
Right now in New Hampshire, only operators 12 to 16 years old need an off-road recreational vehicle safety certificate. After that, if you have a driver's license, you can drive one.
We do need to look beyond that 16 years of age, have a mandatory OHRV safety course for people that are out there operating.
New Hampshire Fish and Game says the department also needs more officers on the job and on the trails.
Right now we have 4 unfunded positions that we can fill. It's just we haven't been given permission to open those up for hiring.
Jean Mackin, WMUR, News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Human bone fragments discovered near Loon Mountain, police say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
In times like these, we're all spending more time with family and more time working our lives.
Right now, New Hampshire State Police are investigating the discovery of human bone fragments in the area of Loon Mountain. Police say they were found during a construction project. Diagnostic tests will determine their historical nature, age, and sex. Investigators say there is no reason to believe there is any public threat.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. 5 children removed from deplorable conditions in Manchester apartment. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Absolutely deplorable, unlivable conditions inside that apartment.
That apartment is on the second floor of this building on Spruce Street in Manchester. Police say it was covered by bugs, filth, and 5 children were living there.
It was terrible. Our officers had a tough time being inside of the apartment.
Tonight, police say adults living in the home are charged with reckless conduct and endangering the welfare of a child. Last week, police say a property manager tried to fix a leak coming from their floor, but that they wouldn't let him in. He called police, telling them he saw cockroaches and heard children inside. Authorities say the tenants wouldn't allow officers inside either.
They could hear the children inside, and then one of the children came outside into the hallway, and this child was covered in filth.
At that point, police say they had to check on the well-being of the children.
In an area that was covered in trash, there were flies on the walls, on the ceilings. There was moldy food by the children's mattresses. By the crib, there was what appeared to be feces, and the stench was unbelievable.
Police say the 5 children are between the ages of 2 and 6 and are now in DCYF custody.
Go home and you hug your kids a little bit tighter because you know how these children were most likely suffering in that situation. If you're really in a situation that you feel that overwhelmed, there's always resources out there. There's people that you can talk to.
Property management says the tenants had been living in that apartment for more than a year, but say that they didn't allow anyone inside to the apartment for months, allegedly telling property management that they were concerned about COVID. Reporting live in Manchester tonight, Mike Cronin, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester man accused of putting 4-month-old daughter in clothes dryer. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Tractor has been in our family since 1955, when great-grandfather Pearlie and our grandfather George decided to...
Tonight, a Manchester man is facing some disturbing allegations after police say he put his infant daughter into a clothes dryer and then turned it on. 34-year-old Michael Higgins is charged with reckless conduct, endangering the welfare of a child, and criminal threatening. Yesterday, police say they were called to Kimball Street for a domestic incident. Court documents say Higgins and his girlfriend were arguing, but it did not get physical. While others were there, they say that the mother told them Higgins had recently put their daughter in the dryer.
It's very disturbing. I mean, this is a child that's just 4 months old and put inside a dryer for, it doesn't matter if it's just a few seconds. The point of the matter is this child is obviously at a young age, can get hurt very easily. This is very frightening for the child, traumatic, and traumatic for the mother who witnessed the entire thing as well.
Police say the mother was able to intervene quickly and the baby did not appear to be injured. Higgins is being held on preventative detention. Court documents say he has a history of domestic violence.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. Thank you for tuning in and watching this morning newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Goodbye.